Welcome to the entertainment section. The history continues leaving the fingerprint in our present. The cruel life of Maria Stuardo will be disclosed with the awesome word of the opera. The Life of the Queen will be the second opera of the trilogy about Tudors of Gaetano Donizetti and will be directed by Maurizio Benini and Mac Becker. This opera will have eminence and great actors.
With Maria Stuardo, you reach the midpoint of what has become known as Donizetti's Tudor trilogy, although he had no intention at the time of these three operas are going to be a group: Anna Bolena, Maria Stuardo and Roberto Devereux. In this midpoint opera, we're really focusing on the relationship between two queens in the same island, Mary Stuart and Elizabeth Tudor, and the political impossibility of these two women coexisting within the same small island. It's based on the Sheila dramatization of Mary's story, which contains the great mythical scene which never actually happened in history, with two queens meet and have a cataclysmic showdown. It crackles with drama, it crackles with romance. It's a very, very, very powerful midpoint in the trilogy of these three operas. When I do a period piece, I'm very, very interested in trying to get either the period as exactly accurate as we can, or to find a more abstract treatment of the period that still powerfully suggests that period. When we did the production of Anna Bolena last season at the Met, we went for an nth degree historical accuracy, particularly in the costuming. With Maria Stuardo being a different type of opera, we've gone for a visual style which is freer, which is more romantic, which somehow, rather than reflecting history, reflects the romantic nature of this retelling of the story and the sweeping romantic nature of Donizetti's music. The totally musical quality of Maria Stuardo is very, very different from Anna Bolena, and that might surprise a lot of people that tend to think of the bel canto repertoire or Donizetti's operas as being quite generic, that the music is somehow interchangeable with different plot lines. With the story of these two queens, you have opportunities for storytelling through pure music. What I've discovered getting to know these operas, working on them, growing to love them, is what a truly fine dramatic composer Donizetti is, and how particular and pertinent each score is to the story that he's telling.
Baby, baby, it looks like it's gonna hail. Baby, baby, it looks like it's gonna hail. You better come inside, let me teach you how to jive and wheel. Oh, you gotta jump and jive and then you really gotta jump and jive and then you really gotta jump and jive and then you will.
The villains of the history recovered life. The Henry VIII, Dark Side, and the Mysterious Life now on the big screen. The life of Henry VIII, the most polemic of the history of England, was taken to cinema with the film The Other Boleyn Girl. This film was directed by Justin Chadwick in 2008. This film had great and eminent actors as Natalie Portman and Eric Bana.
An opportunity has arisen to be mistress of the King of England tonight.
So this is where the King of England sleeps. I didn't betray you, you do know that.
Don't know what you said or did. All I know is the man that didn't know who you were came out besotted.
How was he with you?
He was tender. Try to please him. If you can.
I wanted to ask you about rivalry and friendship. In the film you play sisters and you're bonded, but you're love rivals for Henry VIII. Do rivalry and friendship go hand in hand with the girls? Is it a girl thing?
I hope not.
Yeah, I know. I think it's definitely avoidable, and those are the kind of female friendships I seek. But I think it
could never be
exists.
friends with I could never have like a rivalry with my friend. I don't know. All of my friends are like so amiable and sweet and like sensitive. I don't know. I love I just love hanging out with girls, and I love women, and I celebrate them, and I think that it's important to I think a lot of kind of the stigma that is put against women and the feminist movement has to do with the fact that women can be so catty against one another. And I think it really brings us back instead of like us all joining hands and moving forward.
Well, it does seem sort of like a leftover from a time when the only way women could advance themselves was through pushing each other down, getting ahead by stealing men or whatever. That I feel like we've clearly moved beyond that, but some people still sort of have the vestiges of that behavior.
Well, I was going to ask you about the F word. Would you call yourselves young feminists? Is that a dirty word? I don't know. I mean,
it is sort of a dirty word.
It's not very sexy, is it?
No.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. For me, I feel like I feel fortunate enough to have grown up in a household where I had a very, very strong mother, and I had an older sister who was really influential, and I just never even considered myself to be like I had to prove something because I was a girl, and I grew up in New York City where there's a lot of career women, and I never felt it necessary to be like feminism rah 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 because everybody was like, you're empowered, you're your own person, so I wouldn't say I wouldn't call myself a feminist or.
Yeah, I think that we've definitely grown up in a way that you can take it for granted, but it's interesting because I feel like in this election, it like came up for me, and for the first time in my life, I never had really thought about it that much, and now that we have a woman running for president and you hear all the things that people are saying about her, I do feel like a feminist sort of for the first time in my life.
Once again, another crazy beat. Once again, another crazy beat. Once again, another crazy beat. Once again, hey, just know. Once again, another crazy beat. Once again, another crazy beat. Once again, another crazy beat. Once again, hey, just know.
Now, Colombia will be the anthem of one of the best band of metal gothic. The best band of metal gothic Lacrimosa will return to Colombia in 2013. The band will return to Colombia on 17th of April, give one unforgettable concert. The band from Germany is led for Thilo Wolf. Is characterized by the mixture of style music and such classic instruments as violin. After of their great, wonderful concert in Bogota, Lacrimosa will return to Colombia. The people of Bogota will have the opportunity to listen to their great song in the Theater ESI on April 17th at 8 o'clock.
Hi, this is Thilo from Lacrimosa, and we're here in Moscow, St. Petersburg, and just did our rehearsals for the show for tonight. And as you know, this tour also brings us to your beautiful city, Bogota, once more. So we are very much looking forward to hit the stage in your city again, and I hope you will join us. So see you there. Bye.